Case Study 0039, Ghosthunters, with podcaster Dustin Krefft. When one of their own loses his wife and daughter at the hands of a serial killer, a team of ghost hunters is determined to capture the spirits of the loved ones. As the ghosts become more hostile, the group discovers the true secrets of the house and its murderer. All right. So, Dustin, how are you doing?
Well, if I'm being honest, I'm a little bit worried because my cosplay steampunk goggles, I love wearing them. You know that.
Who doesn't? Yeah,
and
all the time.
I'm so worried now that the next time I put them on, which was going to be very soon from now.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to see some horrible spirit woman or man just coming at me in the night.
Well, I can guarantee you that is going to happen. So you should not put them on unless you're prepared for that.
But I got to have my steampunk.
Do you have the little lenses that you can pull down like an oldie-timey ophthalmologist?
It's all part of it. Like, I look like that one album cover, Justin Timberlake. You know what I mean, right?
I don't. No.
One person might.
Oh, that famous steampunk guy, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Serious question. Was he a Backstreet or an NSYNC? He was an NSYNC, right?
Dude, I don't know.
He's an NSYNCer. He's a sinker. A filthy little sinker.
Is he?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
This is what we came here to talk about. Did you have a favorite boy band? Were boy bands a thing for you at all?
No, I think I was too old for that. Like, by the time Backstreet Boys came out, I was in high school, and I was like, that's for kids.
Okay, but what about the band Five? There's a boy band called Five.
Was it spelled with a 5 and then IVE?
I hope so.
I don't know.
I mean,
I have no idea who you're talking about, so I'm just assuming.
Listen, I always come on and I like to teach you things. If you listen to the last episode, you might remember what I'm talking about. There's a boy band called Five.
Okay.
And they had a song called When the Lights Go Out. And the chorus is like, baby, when the lights go out. And it has got these like little, woo, like ghosty noises in it. And my friend and I put on a haunted house in his bedroom for his friends and family. And we didn't have any scary sound effects or anything.
Oh my God.
So we played the instrumental version on the B-side of that tape. It was a single for Fives, When the Lights Go Out. And it was scary as hell.
Was it scary as hell because it was 5 or because they made scary music?
The whole thing.
Okay. Cool. I need to preface this with, if anyone plans to watch this movie, and you absolutely should, I'm going to spoil the fuck out of this movie because it's so fun. I fucking love this movie because I've been watching nothing but garbage piles of feces-infested rat shit. Yes,
There's
that's right.
Feces inside the rat shit.
Yes.
Just so we're clear.
It is disgusting. And so this was a breath of fresh air, but it's also a little bit torture porny, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, way too late.
Yeah,
2016.
It was weird.
Torture porn's done.
Yeah, for sure.
That's weird.
But if you're a big fan of Ghostbusters, you're gonna love this movie.
Yes, I saw on IMDb that this was supposedly the mockbuster version of the Lady Ghostbusters movie. I just don't see it.
What? There's ghosts. What don't you get?
Which one was the
It's
Melissa
right
McCarthy
there.
role?
That would be Devin.
Oh, you know what? It all makes sense now.
See, I told you.
Yeah, and Jessica was Kate McKinnon, right? Mm-hmm. Kate McKinnon! Yep. So good.
So should we just jump in?
Please.
I watched this movie on Tubi, and it jumps right in. You get full-on action as soon as the movie starts, and it just says, The Asylum Presents. And then it's just, wow. There's a lady tied to a rocking chair with barbed wire, facing a knife on a stand.
It looks like a mic stand or like a lamp stand.
Everyone's got a knife stand, right?
It looks... I don't want to just take over immediately, but it's just like barely attached, it looks like. And when she's, spoilers, rocked forward into it,
sure,
it seems like she could just have kind of just pivoted slightly.
It's just barely moved to the left or right.
Yes. Not an effective way to use a knife.
No, it seems like a bad way to use a knife. So she dies, or whatever. She gets stabbed in the heart? Question mark. And then a quote-unquote little girl on the floor turns around and is like, Mommy? Okay, this little girl was about 25. Who are they trying to kid with this?
Also, was she supposed to have been sleeping until then? Like, she didn't hear this stuff before that.
I'm having dreams about leprechauns and rainbows. That's what little girls dream about, right?
I'd have to take your word for it.
You have a daughter. She doesn't tell you?
She dreams about, like, weird... Her dreams... I don't know. We'll have to have a whole other discussion about that.
Yes, sir.
The girl in this movie, the character's name is Gabby, I believe.
Right.
And she seems to be tied to a table leg?
Yeah.
It's not even ever made clear.
No, no.
But it seems like she could just lift the table up or knock it over and get out of there.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Move slightly. And that's when we find out what the movie is. It's like a 5-minute scene, and then it says, there's a picture of the house it happened in, and it says Ghosthunters. I actually had to watch it 3 times to see if they even showed what movie it was, because all I remember seeing was The Asylum Presents and then the movie.
Yes.
Which I'm fine with. That's fine, whatever.
Can we talk about, very quickly, the costuming of the killer is... for some reason, a plague doctor, but does he also have a hat on?
I believe so.
You'd think the plague mask would be enough, but okay. He's just...
Yeah, no. You gotta have the hat. I mean, you gotta, like, top the whole outfit.
Interested in fashion.
Like,
yeah.
Yes, come on.
You know, we're going to pick it apart, but you kind of let on. It's not that bad. It's not... For an asylum movie.
Thank you.
It's not that bad. There are parts of this movie that work.
Yes, absolutely.
There's some photography that I was like, but this looks like a real movie.
Yes, and it didn't sound like shit. Like so many asylum movies sound like garbage.
Oh my god. Yes.
And this one had a decent sound. Like the Foley was a little over the top where you could not so much. But it still worked. It wasn't over the top terrible. And I so appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, next scene, we're at a funeral. The 2 people that had just died in that first scene were the wife and daughter of a scientist named Henry. And Henry, what can you say? He's had trauma, he's mourning, and it shows. He is a fucking shit show, this guy. Neil, that's his name.
Neil, the Australian fella.
Right, I wrote him down as budget Ryan Reynolds, but then he didn't look like that later.
I thought he looked like It's Always Sunny. What's his name?
No idea, but
I'm blanking, but yes, that guy.
And they talk about how they, quote unquote, got the Night Stalker. Not elaborated.
They got him.
They just got him. Yeah. And their machine, which they also do not elaborate until later.
During this scene, it continues the tradition of funerals, quote. The scene only takes place outside you don't see anything inside. We couldn't afford that. They showed up at a church or some other place and said, we're going to shoot next to this fence, next to this post. You're going to stand here and we're going to pretend like... And one person walks up and says, I'm sorry for your loss, and it keeps going. That's all that happens.
Yep, 100%. He was really upset, so he could not be in the funeral home. He had to be outside. He had to get a breath of fresh air. A breath of air.
A breath of fresh air.
That's right. So, of course, they're not going to show the inside. Don't be so insensitive.
I'm sorry. You're right.
God.
That's just me being morbid, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
It's on me.
You're just a horrible person.
This is on me.
Neil calls Jessica.
While she's driving.
Yes, and Jessica's on her way because Henry called her, and Jessica is with Devin, and they're on their way to the murder house, where we find out they have been doing experiments in this murder house because they knew for a fact that this was the serial killer's murder house, but the cops knew about it, so they just figured he would just run away. He'd be gone. It's fine, whatever. What?
It all tracks. Look, you know there were murders there. You know it's his den of evil. So of course you're going to look for ghosts there. You wouldn't go somewhere like a cemetery or a hospital where people are sick and die all the time. You wouldn't go any of those places. A war zone?
No. Oh my God, what are you talking about?
Wouldn't do that. And I also just want to add, in the previous scene, Henry says a line, I don't want their spirits flying around in that house for a second longer.
What?
He's just assuming they're flying around in there. They might be sitting.
Yeah. He talks about their spirits a lot. Like at one point he's like, they could be in danger. How? They're dead.
You could be
what are you talking
killing
about?
them with your machine. Your machine might be torturing them.
I've got my issues with this machine. I will tell you. So they all meet up at Murder House to try to do whatever. Because all their equipment is there. Because it's Murder House. We meet... What's the girlfriend's name? The reporter's name?
Jessica.
No, that's the other girl's name.
Uh-oh.
You just said it was the other girl's name.
Wait.
I mean, it might be. I don't remember.
Hold on. No, I think Jessica is the reporter.
Okay.
And Computer Girl is... someone else.
I think Jessica is a computer girl.
If that's true, my whole world has just I don't know. This can't be.
Okay, cool.
This can't be. Are you looking it up?
No, I'm not looking it up.
Oh.
Fuck you. From now on, this is what we're doing.
Okay.
Jessica is computer girl because I don't know. And we're going to call reporter lady Bella because she had a very Kristen Stewart vibe to her.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Okay, good.
Because I had the same thought.
Good. So we all meet everyone. Henry's pissed because a reporter's there. And she's like, no, it's cool. I'm freelance.
And that makes it fun.
Yep. He's like, oh, you should have said that earlier, of course. They walk into the house. Bella pulls out her video camera. And Henry hands her a flashlight. And she's like, no, it's cool. I got my own. And shows him the camera. But there's no flashlight on the camera. And then she like immediately puts it away. Like,
yeah.
Why was it? No.
And then there's the line, do the lights not work anymore in this place? Do you mean, has the power been turned off? Or are you suggesting that Ghost broke every single light?
The electricity has been stolen by ghosts. That's what it is. It's so weird that, like, they tried to do all these experiments in this murder house, and then somehow his wife and child were kidnapped and murdered by the murderer in the murder house. That's so weird.
So my take on that was that he just foolishly brought them with him.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't put it past him, honey, because what an asshole.
This weekend, you want to come to the murder house? We're going to scan for some ghosts. And they just said, yeah.
I love Murder House.
And she's a really supportive wife. And the daughter didn't have much to do. She didn't have any friends, because her dad's weird.
And she's like 25.
Yeah. So she's like, whatever, we're not doing anything. After this, we'll go to Chili's. It's going to be a great night. Things didn't work out like that, I'm afraid.
No, they had to go to Applebee's instead.
That is the worst.
So Devin's like, she's the occultist. She's the cool one. She's like, yeah, there's dark energy in here. I don't like it. They bring out, so they go up and they're like, hey, check out this awesome dope machine we made. What does it do? It detects ghosts and generates ectoplasm. 1, gross. 2, how? What?
Yes. What I have written down is it turns spirit energy into ectoplasm. And in this universe, ectoplasm equals ghost DNA.
Right.
But once they get that ghost DNA, all they use it for is to find audio recordings.
Right. They're just getting EVPs. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Just have a recorder then.
Thank you. But also, they never actually explicitly say it's DNA from whatever. They're just like, oh, we can figure out who this ghost is through the ectoplasm, but they never explain how. Never, not once. They're like, oh, we need to know what ghosts are here. We're going to examine.
Well, they have the decoder. They have the decoder.
Right, which just shows it's like a haunted house tape. It's nothing. It's garbage.
It's those randomly flashing characters on a screen, and she's just clicking on her keyboard, like, and looking around frantically.
And the code on the computer is nonsense. Not just like you can't tell what it is because it's a bunch of numbers. It's nothing. It's
nothing.
Not a number. It's not a letter. It's nothing. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
A bullshit. Henry has a nightmare. Henry has a tendency to pass out a lot in this movie.
Red flag, I'd say.
I mean, you get if you've ever seen a movie, but you don't really understand that because you're just in the middle of some crazy murder scene, and then he's like, oh my god, bad dream.
Yes. He does a lot of that.
Yeah. Okay, so his machine, right? It makes or manifests or whatever ectoplasm, but he had to invent a preservation agent.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what happens to ectoplasm? I'll tell you. It disintegrates. When? Why? Because sometimes something in oxygen or air, it disintegrates. That's how. I mean, that's it.
That's
oxygen or
air.
Not both. That would be crazy.
No, but we don't know. I think we're to understand that he comes up with the preservation agent while just standing there. He has some comment about, I need to come up with a preservation agent. Does he just mean putting it in a tube?
Yeah.
It's not an agent. It's a tube.
No, I think there may have been some goo.
Well, it is in some sort of clear liquid. Could it be water? H2O? Water? Something?
No, because it's got oxygen in it, you idiot.
Oh, my God. I'm a fool.
So this is when the goggles are introduced.
Yeah.
Bella's like, cool, all this is bullshit. Let me check out these goggles. And she goes wandering around, sees a ghost, passes out, whatever. Her boyfriend, Neil's like, you don't believe still, do you? First off, she didn't even get a chance to say anything. Second off, she's like, nah, this is bullshit. Like, I just saw a ghost, but this is bullshit. Okay, Scully, whatever.
I wanted to point out that I liked that ghost reveal. That ghost does a Resident Evil zombie head turn where it's from the back and then you see the slow turn for the face reveal from Resident Evil 1 and 2.
It was really good.
And I thought the makeup wasn't that bad.
I agree.
It's okay. I mean, really, it's okay.
I think that I will say 75% of the ghost reveals, jump scares, even though, come on, jump scares really? And just like the costuming for the ghost, I will say 75% was either acceptable or A-okay.
It mostly works. I would agree with you.
Yeah. It wasn't some bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I have in my notes that they talked about magnets a lot, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, something about reversing magnetism. I don't know. Something with ions, I think. You know, ions.
Yeah, because... Yeah, ions. They're the magic science thing.
Yeah.
The machine stuff, I don't know.
The machine itself, while bullshit, is also, they kind of cleverly don't show you too much of the machine.
Any of it, yeah.
It's just kind of like, look, here's some shit we stuck together. There's a motherboard on here. There's some tubing. There's a green glow. Science.
Yeah,
Science.
for sure.
But on the flip side, they do a good job with that, I think. But then they go out of their way to over-explain this fake-ass science.
They do that
Way
a lot.
too much. It's like they couldn't come up with some interesting character dialogue.
No.
It's just, we got to do these ions and make sure that this inverter is going, and I've recalculated this and turn on the machine, friend.
Were they just like hoping that people would just tune out when they were talking about that? Because it's all fucking nonsense. But like
half the dialogue is jargon.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
All right. It was not the amount of jargon and bullshit science talk as mega shark versus giant octopus, so...
Sadly, it wasn't, no.
I let it slide. They do this weird experiment. They found ectoplasm, hooray, on a box or something, whatever. They need more power or something, and someone's like, oh, go outside. I saw some rusty stuff outside. What are you talking about?
A motor.
Yeah, okay. as Henry's going out there, he's like, or no, as Neil's going out there, Henry's like, hey, grab me some chains out there while you're at it.
Yeah.
The machine was wobbly or some shit.
I need to secure the machine. Yeah.
Which was just weird. I don't.
Did you think that Henry looked 65% like Columbo? Just a little bit?
Yes.
A little bit.
A lot of it, yes.
This movie would have been a 10 out of 10 if it was Peter Falk.
Oh my God.
As Columbo doing this.
He would have nailed it.
He would have nailed it. He would have caught himself immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
He'd be like, wait, I have one more question for myself.
For me. You know, Mrs. Columbo was murdered with a knife in here.
Bless him. So Neil's rummaging through garbage to find a motor, ? And someone walks behind him and asks him what he's doing, and it's Henry, but it's not Henry. Not gonna lie, I thought that was super fun. Mm-hmm. Especially the look on fake Henry's face.
Smile.
I dug it.
Yeah.
The creepiest
it's
smile,
a creepy smile
that ever existed, and I was into it.
Yep, I liked it too. That was effective.
And then Henry, like real Henry, is like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And he's like, whoa, what? So then they go back inside and Neil tells everyone, and Henry's like, I thought they were supposed to be inside. And I did not understand why that made him so angry.
Because the concept of ghosts moving, ghost mobility, he hadn't considered it. Mm-mm. He didn't want to consider it.
No, it
can't be.
I really loved that part because it was so stupid.
His reaction is so over the top.
So then Devin's like, well, look, if it's really a problem, we'll just put seals everywhere in salt and we'll just like encapsulate the ghosts inside the house and keep whatever out. It's fine. There's like this whole argument that goes on too long. She hands him a really cool old book, which is probably not old at all. Henry's got a great quote where he's like, I'm using science. You are using occult theories. Bro, you are literally a ghost hunter. Come on.
Yes, that whole conversation was pretty fun. She seems to only halfway be interested in what she's doing there. I don't know. There was something with her character that I was like, is she an occultist? Or is she, like, what exactly is her character's thing? Like, maybe I just missed something?
No, she's just fun.
She's just fun?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I would agree with you.
She's got knowledge about shit, but she's just fun in general.
Yeah.
Like, I would totally hang out with her and let her do a tarot card reading that she just learned how to do tarot cards like last week. It's fine.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Not gonna hurt anything.
No.
Do a tarot. Have a few.
Yes. But also, how do these, like, ghost hunters, scientists, regardless if they're just scientists, how do they not know about salt and seals? Like, how do they not know about this shit?
He's, like, talking about ghosts like they're real science, and then this whole sealing them. If you've watched a cartoon or seen a movie, anything fantasy,
yes,
you've seen this concept. It's not new.
No, not at all.
Come on.
Hundreds of years old. So they're looking for salt now because he's like, fine, whatever. Stupid. While they were looking for salt, she like sees something and she's like, I don't like it. But also the entire time they're in the pantry looking for salt, she's shining her flashlight on like 2 shakers of salt.
Yes.
And they are looking for a long time.
Yes, that's true. That's ridiculous.
Yes. So they're like in a different pantry. I'm confused. Like they were in a different weird oldie-timey room, and all of a sudden everything starts flying at Henry, which I thought was hilarious.
It was good, yes.
Mm-hmm. There's like a teapot scare, a girl ghost, and a TV. Fun.
Oh, yes. So I think, and maybe this is just a failing on my part, not the movie, I think we were supposed to think that doll was moving, because she sees that doll on the kitchen counter and then later in front of the TV, I think. Everybody
sees that doll whenever some shit's going to go down.
Right. And then they have that scare that, like you said, the TV turns on, so they turn the TV off and there's the ghost reflection.
Yeah.
Which totally reminded me of Bill Wilkinson from Conjuring 2. Have you seen Conjuring 2?
I have. I don't know what you're talking about, though.
Oh, my God. Bill Wilkinson, he's my boy. All right. We have to talk about Bill for 2 seconds.
Wait, is he the actor or a character?
No, he's the... Okay, his name is Bill Wilkinson. This is his house, and he's
Bitch,
72
shut up,
years
I'm
old.
talking.
I'm talking about Bill Wilkinson over here. The little girl's watching TV in her house in London. She turns the TV off, and there's like a scary old man sitting in the chair in the reflection. And he says, "I'm Bill Wilkins, and this is my house. I'm 72 years old."
Does he really tell him how old he is?
He literally says, "I'm 72 years old." And he just wants to watch TV.
I mean, just put the TV on. Like, who
Why?
cares?
Why is it a problem?
It's a TV.
Let the
Who gives a
man
shit?
watch a TV show. He's 72.
I mean, The Price is Right has got to be on. Like, just do something.
Well, I think it's like she's trying to watch Monty Python or something. I don't know. I could have made
oh,
that up.
and he's like, I'm old. I don't
crap.
like comedy.
Yep. Yep.
Fucking Bill Wilkinson.
Yeah, man. He's a guy, though. He's a legend.
Well, he is now.
Oh, yeah.
I totally don't remember that, but okay. So this scene where everything is like shooting at Henry, does a knife like stab him in the arm? Something like cuts him in the arm, right?
It seems to slice past him. Like he's
Okay.
trying to leave the room quickly and he's in the way. And it cuts his arm, but it also things hit him in the back as well, like a fork, a knife, a bowl. Just very specific. Yeah. One thing at a time. And then when they get back up to the attic, he goes, "My arm hurts and my back hurts." Specifically, that's where the items hit me. Let me list them.
I love that so much. It was so stupid. Also, I have a headache from some other things, and I stubbed my toe earlier. It kind of hurts too.
I've had a cold for a month and a half.
So, like, the whole rest of the movie, he's just bleeding out. And at one point, they're like, no, you just stay here and heal. We'll come and get you in a little bit when you're done healing or something.
Yes. He's
Like
only, I think, is there a line where they say, he's only just started to heal? You can't think about moving him now.
Yes, 100%. They were like, oh, no, he'll be fine in like 5 minutes. It'll coagulate and it'll be healing by then. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a process.
That's how science and the body works. Positive. So Devin's like, you guys are fucking idiots. I can't believe you're doing this. He is wounded. Let's go. And they're like, what? You're crazy. Why would we go? And yep, it's Jessica is the computer girl, because I wrote it down because she had the shortest jacket on Earth.
Oh.
It might cover her boobs. I'm not sure,
I
but
had the
nothing
wrong
after
name.
that.
Yeah, her jacket was pretty useless. It was only for fashion, but that's okay.
Well, maybe
Listen.
her arms were warmer. You don't know.
Yeah, and she's on that computer. Circulation maybe could be a factor. Yep.
So she's like, okay, fine. Fuck you guys. I'm leaving. And I was like, God damn it. They're going to kill the only black character immediately.
Not technically the first kill of the film, but the first kill of the group, of the main group. So yes, of the survivors or whatever. Of course they commit that sin. Of course they do. It's an silent movie.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Seriously.
yeah, it's in a movie that has so much other good things going for it. Why this one mistake? But
Yes, and okay, I will say that the knife, I was going to say dagger, but it's just a knife through the eyeball. That was nice, and I appreciated it.
worked
It
for
was
me.
good. Yes.
But also, she's lured into the basement by the voice of a man that she knows is still upstairs.
Right.
She has just come down the steps, knowing full well that he's up there bleeding out on the couch.
And leaving because she's like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I know that there's bad shit in here. I need to leave. And she immediately is like, oh, let me follow this bad shit. Not something a black woman that's into the occult would do at all.
It's just boggling. I'm boggled. Did we miss the EVP? Did we miss the first EVP?
I think we did.
Oh my goodness. I just wanted to point out that during the first EVP that they listened to, they decrypt the sound from the ghost's DNA or whatever.
Yeah.
They play the whole sound, and it's long and unintelligible and just sort of generally creepy. And the second time, she says, play it again. And she says, okay, wait, listen to it. There, between the second scream and the third wail. Like we were keeping track.
Right, and I still didn't hear it.
I
knew there were voices, but she's on her own bullshit. I don't know what the fuck
I had the
she's talking
subtitles
about.
on, so I knew.
I did too, and 50% of this movie was unintelligible in the subtitles.
There was one moment in particular that we'll get to that made me laugh out loud because of the subtitles.
Awesome. I gotta say, and we'll get to it later, but I don't understand why Devin died. I don't understand what killed her. I don't understand why that had to happen.
It really is not explained.
No.
Truly. Because we find out and that's the other thing. It would have to be other victims of the Night Stalker, right? Would have to be.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess.
they're in Murder House, obviously.
Well, and there's a couple moments when she puts on those steampunk goggles and sees other ghosties. Right. Mm-hmm. But, like, are they murderous? Why?
Why would they be? That doesn't make
That's
any
what
sense.
I mean. They're victims.
I know. I'm agreeing with you, asshole.
I don't know.
And this is where I wrote down, I wish I'd seen the Twilight series so I could make Bella jokes right now. I never saw them.
I think I've seen them.
You think? Or they're your favorite movies of all time?
No. I know I've seen some of them. I went to the theater. My friend said, hey, there's this vampire movie coming out. For real. This is how I got taken to Twilight. There's a vampire movie coming out. We should check out this vampire movie. All you need to say to me is there's a vampire movie. I didn't know anything about it. Twilight, cool name. Okay, I'm into it. It reminds me of what's that movie, Near Dark? The Bill Paxton. It's a vampire movie. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. Sounds like a cool vampire movie. I didn't see any trailers, nothing. And that was a shock. It was a nasty shock.
Did you, like, come out of the movie theater a Mormon? Were you like, I now believe in John Smith's Golden Bibles?
Yes.
Cool.
I was wearing a one of those. What kind of hat? What is that hat called?
Oh, not the sex sheet that just has holes in it?
Well, I had that on, too. Of course. I had that on. Of course. Come on.
I'm sorry. I know. You wear that all the time.
Come on. But I had one of those big hats, and then you look in and you see the messages from God that are only for you, and no one else can read them, of course. That happened to me in the bathroom during Twilight.
Oh, my God. So you weren't even wearing a hat when you got there.
No, it appeared. It manifested on... It was crazy. So the point is, I am a Mormon now. Thank you, Twilight. Thank you, Stephanie Meyer. Thank you, Kristen Stewart. Thank you, Batman.
Oh, yeah, he's Batman.
Oh, yeah.